Thank you all for joining me on this fine evening, I guess, if it's fine there. Oh God, damn. If it's fine there, if not, oh well. Thank you for joining me, anyways. I haven't really wrote that much this month. I think I've done 2 streams so far. I think this is the 3rd one, so I've only missed like 2 days of writing. But I've been so busy on work. I had 2 cases that I had to turn in. One by midnight last night, and one I had to do by 11 o'clock today, or whatever. So, I had to get all that done. So I didn't really get to write much yesterday, and I haven't really wrote any today. I tried to join somebody's stream earlier, and then they started having some difficulties, so I didn't really write much then. And I was like, heck, why not? I'll go ahead and do my own. That's how all my streams are, just kind of spontaneous. So I'm here. So yeah. How are y'all doing? We're gonna be working on tonight. Let's see here. I know Aphrodite's here and Dennis. I don't think I've seen Dennis on here before, so hi. What y'all gonna be working on? What genres do y'all write? I already know Aphrodite's, but you can go ahead and let everybody else know. Yeah, Dennis said he's having difficulties on his streams. So hopefully I won't. I don't know. I don't know if it's YouTube or what really. I know the other person that I was watching earlier, they went like 10 minutes into it and then they stopped and restarted the stream on a new stream or whatever, just trying to restart it, and they got about 20 something minutes into it, and then it started lagging and cutting in and out and everything else. So hey, Michael. Boom. I don't think I've ever, wow, it's orange. I don't think I've ever actually done a stream with StreamYard yet. So, or me actually hosting on StreamYard. I've done some with Tillery and Aphrodite or whatever, and I'm doing it. But I haven't really done it. I've messed around on here a little bit, but not much. So this is going to be new. Boom, 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 boom. See if I can make that more of a red. Yeah, it's cool. Or I could do green. I like green. Green's my favorite color. But my favorite color scheme would be red and black. So, yeah, there we go. I think I'm going to stick with that. Boom, boom, boom. Dennis, I am working on my mystery thriller novel. That's cool. I like good mystery and thrillers and stuff. I don't think I'll ever actually write one, but I enjoy reading them. Mainly I write new adult paranormal fantasy and paranormal romance. Yep. Let's see here. Favorite color is orange. I don't really know many people whose favorite color is orange. It's just kind of like one of those oddball colors that I don't think a lot of people actually have as a favorite. That and like brown or something. I know a lot of people I know is like either blue or red. My wife's is like purple. I don't know if y'all can really tell. My room's dark because of the color, but it's like a dark grape purple, and then what looks kind of white or gray is actually a heather gray purple mix thing or whatever. So it's purple and purple. And our master bathroom is like a plum color. So yay. I'm sure there are plenty of people that like orange. I've just never met anybody who's like, yeah, that's my favorite color. So I'm weird. I like green, but I don't really like having green things. I don't really know. I still classify that as my favorite color. But clothing, I like black. That's why I'm usually in black. I do have other colored clothes, but probably 90% of my clothes are black. My car, I wanted it black. I just like actually aesthetically having black or black and red. I don't know, but I still like green. It's my favorite. Comments are going down. Boom. Hey, Eva. See, she gets it. I am more of a black and gold guy. Yeah, black and gold goes good together. Black and yellow. I think black and about anything kind of really pops. Um, let's see here. Boop, boop, boop. That might explain it. I don't know if he's 5. I think one of my kids' favorite colors when they was little was like orangish, like rust orange almost. They had something. He's like, "That's my favorite color." I said, "Okay." Which I think that orange rust color, for cars, I thought that always looked kind of cool. But oh well. Tonight we'll be working on some erotic fantasy stuff, but not my norm. So for those short stories or a spin-off of encounters or whatever, you know what I mean. I don't really know if you classify that spin-off or what, but yeah. Tennessee fans like orange. Yeah, I'm not a Tennessee fan. College-wise, I like Oregon, which is green and yellow. So, and I think I had originally picked them when I was young as like one of my favorite college teams just because they was green. But over the years, I've really actually grown to love them. So it's cool. Boom, boom, boom. My logo is black and gold. Yep. Um, Talking about sports teams, my favorite NFL team is the Steelers, which is black and yellow. So yeah. Boom, boom, boom. Orange is supposedly the rarest light color, which shocked me. It's so pretty and misunderstood. Yeah, I don't have anything against orange. It's just, not my number 1 or 2 or 3 or whatever. It's down there on the list, but I ain't got anything wrong with it. Like I said, that orange rust color paint job for cars and trucks or whatever that was kind of popular there for a while. I thought that looked real nice. I love silver. Yeah, silvers. It's all nice and shiny. A wedding band is gold. I never really liked gold jewelry. I rather would have white gold or silver. All my necklaces. I had some rings I used to wear that were. Sorry about that. That used to be silver. I did have some black rings, but all my good rings either got lost or stolen or damaged. And then I have one black one still, but it's too small because my fingers have gotten fat. So, yeah. I don't really follow a lot of teams and sports. I have my favorites, and that's mostly what I watch. In college, I like a lot of the Pac-12, Oregon, Washington State, Arizona, Cal, USC, and all those. And I'll watch some of their games. Oregon on top, and then I like Utah. But besides that, I usually don't. And I know a lot of my friends like, "Hey, do you watch this game?" Or do you watch the Arkansas game? Because I live in Arkansas. I live like 30 miles from Jonesboro, which is where A State is. And I'm like, "You watch the A State game?" I was like, "No, I care less." So I don't really watch a large variety of college ball or even professional ball. I just watch what I'm into, which is mostly just Oregon, and then the Steelers for the NFL. I don't really watch baseball or football or basketball. I do watch some college softball and baseball and basketball, but not like the NBA or anything like that. Boom, boom, boom. Pittsburgh does rock. Yeah. When I used to rap, there was another guy in my group named Derek, and his whole family was straight Packers fans. I don't remember what Super Bowl it was, but I remember one. It was Packers versus Pittsburgh, and there was the Super Bowl party. It was like the whole house against just me. I was like, well, um, yeah. Hey, Sarah. Yeah, I mean, some of the players are alright. I just don't really follow them that much. I usually follow just the Steelers, and I've been the past couple of years been following the Titans a little bit, mainly because Marcus Mariota, which is from Oregon, and I thought he was phenomenal there, so I've kind of followed him through the NFL. But if he ever left Tennessee, I would quit watching Tennessee and just start watching wherever. My loyalties don't lie with the team for them as it does for Steelers. I'll always watch Steelers. I don't care who's playing for them. But I did have a dude. I can't remember what his name was. I think it was Daniel something. I don't know. I think we always called him Big Dan. But there was a guy that I actually worked with when I worked at Trinity, building barges for the river, who used to be a defensive lineman for the Packers. But he was let go because he had heart problems and stuff. And then he went and worked out there for, I don't know, a couple months. And then his breathing and heart problems kind of acted up out there and couldn't keep on working or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, I can see that. That's one thing, like Oregon, since I live in Arkansas, there's not really much that picks up Pac-12 games unless it's just like on ABC or NBC or something like that. But a lot of the games are just on the Pac-12 network, and I have DirecTV, and they don't provide that as a package. And I don't really want to buy that package like on the computer because I don't like watching stuff on the computer that much, except like YouTube videos or something, but nothing like over a long period of time. So I don't really get to watch a lot of their games unless it is on ABC or something. But I do have an app on my phone that has like the radio broadcast of it, and I will listen to that some. But it just depends where I'm at and who's around whenever I do that. Let's see here. Yeah, it's a spinoff. Yeah, I knew what you were talking about. I just didn't know if spinoff was like the proper word or if it's more of a more in depth and expanded story of it. Like that was just like a snippet. Like the short story was a snippet, and this is like the full story, or exactly, yeah. But yeah, I didn't know what to call it. Let's see here. Was it some story? Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Super Bowl 4. Okay, I was like, yeah. Where are we on now? Like 52, 53? I lose count. I don't know. I might watch it. I have NFL Network, so I watch all of Pittsburgh's games and all the Titans games and this and that. But I can never keep up with what Super Bowl we're on or what year, who all played when and stuff. I just remember that one game like distinctively because I was over at his house. Yeah, I think Mike Tomlin is a great coach. I've seen some of his uh, behind the scenes type stuff or whatever interviews and just kind of player reactions. And I think he's a phenomenal person on the way he interacts with the team and stuff like that. Yeah, I actually used to like the Ravens. Over the years, I've just kind of lost interest. I think it was just because of the color scheme as well. I like the purple, but I did like them for a while, and then it's just kind of, I don't know, they just kind of fell off for me. Boom, 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 boom. All right, thanks for stopping by. So this isn't just us talking about sports and stuff. I'll try to get started in about a minute or two. I think I'm about to the bottom of the chat, hopefully. Let's see here. Boom, boom, boom. Like sneak in. Yeah, I'm like that on streams, especially when it's not everybody showing that. I like just kind of sitting there, forget I'm even there. Let's see here. No, honestly, I yawn the moment it slightly gets dark. It doesn't really mean I'm tired. It's just I don't know how my body's wired. Most of my life, I've been a night person. Ever since graduated high school and stuff, I've always worked nights, so I've always been up until like early hours in the mornings and stuff. So I don't really see yawning as too much of being tired. It's just I don't know, just a body reaction, I guess. Let's see here. So I heard what Aphrodite's working on. I think Dennis said something what he was working on. What's everybody else working on tonight? Boom, boom. I'm going to be working on Sovereign Duties, which is book 2 of my METAGORE series. I kind of put that on hold and didn't work on it any last month since I was working on my memoir for camp. And then I was going to start back up on it this month. And like I said, it's day 5, and I've worked on it like 2 days so far because I've been busy with a lot of work that's on a strict deadline. So, yeah. So hopefully tonight I can actually get started back into it. I already kind of forgot exactly where all I was at on it. So I'm going to have to kind of read and catch myself back up in some sections. But I've been working on Holes of Belthumis. No, I'm terrible at words. So if I mispronounce that, I'm sorry. Honestly, I can't even pronounce some of the words that's in my story. And not even stuff I've created or thought of is actual words. Like one of them is like I don't remember how it's spelled. It starts with like a PT. I think the P silent. But it's like the skirts type of armor that the Greeks and stuff used to wear, like the Spartans and the Athens and the other Greek empires and stuff. But I can never pronounce that. I know. I talked to my audiobook narrator the other day, which newsflash, I got an audiobook narrator. He should be started sometime this month. He's waiting for the project he was working on to finally get like submitted and approved or whatever. The guy he did it for is reviewing it. He said once that gets done, then he'll start on mine. I did a little video chat with him earlier this week, kind of talking about some pronunciations, and he got to that, and he's like, "Is the P silent?" And I was like, "Ah, you have to look that up." Uh, house. It was house. Yeah, at first I was about to read it as house, and then I noticed it said hose. I was like, "Oh, okay." Um, but yeah, I'm going to get started in about 2 minutes at 20 after for the first writing stream. So if I go over that, y'all just start yelling at me. Get me back on track. Yeah, I hate, especially like Twitter, and you type up something and it doesn't give you the option to edit, and I hate that because I know so many times I'll type something up on my phone and I'll post it and it's not there because I know one problem I have is the M button is like right by the backspace, and so many times I'll go to hit the M and I hit the backspace, so it's leaving off the M as well as deleting whatever's before. So you got like 2 letters there that's just like completely not there, and other random stuff like that. And I hate it. Yeah, I love Greek mythology, um, and Egyptian mythology, and a lot of the Middle Eastern mythologies and stuff like that. Histories, religions, all that stuff. I love learning about that kind of stuff. And I didn't even think about it at first. I knew the Tillery's in my story. It was from a desert region or whatever, and I knew I kind of wanted them to have the golden armor because they're supposed to be really wealthy, and I like the golden red look, and I kind of started doing that, and I was thinking about the that Greek skirt armor, whatever it's called. Like I said, it starts with like a PT something. I don't know, but I was like, one that, and then afterwards, I was like, that is very similar to Spartans. So, oh, I still like this, so I kept it. Yeah, I think we are a pretty good. What I've read of people and seen and stuff. I think a lot of the people in the author tube community are very talented. I know I've read portions of different people's. I haven't really bought that many, but I've seen just like samples or like subscribe to a newsletter and they send off like either a sample or a short story or something so you can kind of get used to the writing. Um, and I've seen a lot of that, and I've found it's very, you know, good quality and such. But yeah, it's 8:21. Y'all failed at stopping me. Um, but we're gonna go ahead and get started. We're at about 15 minutes, and then we'll talk probably about another hour or two, and then do another 15-minute or something. I don't know. We'll see. Let's see here. Pull up my timer. Probably should have already had this open. I don't want an alarm. Let's see here. 15. All right, 15 minutes starting in 3, 2, 1. Alrighty, that is it. You know what y'all got done. Let's see here. How much I got done. I got 239. Which isn't what I was doing during camp, but it's about what my normal is for actually having to think up of stuff to write. So I'm pleased with it. Let's see here. Start looking back through these. Boom, boom, boom. It's a sci-fi romance that deals with issues of child trafficking. Yeah. That's completely real. I was about to say, I don't know. But yeah, it seems like a cool premise, I guess. I like the darker things or whatever to read about them, whatever. Um, I don't agree that that stuff should happen or anything, but I enjoy that kind of entertainment purpose of reading and shows that's more darker, I guess. I actually thought, or I've actually been working on a side project called "The Gift of a Child." It's not really child trafficking in a sense. It's basically kind of a relocation of children. It follows the kingdom of Lefir, or the land of Lefir is broken into two kingdoms, Novelli and Summerforge, and the main character is from Novelli, but most of the story is going to be in Summerforge. And Novelli believes that each couple should only be allowed two children, one boy, one girl, just to replace them and kind of keeps their population from overgrowing and stuff. So if you happen to have two boys or two girls, that second one is then taken from you when it's born and is sacrificed to their god to protect their city. And the main character is one of his friends has a new child being born, a sister, and that would make the second girl in that family. So they take her, and the main character decides to try to get it back and say that it's actually his sister because he doesn't have one, and that way they don't take and kill the baby. And it follows him trying to get that child back, basically. I had originally thought about writing it as young or young adult, but I think it's going to be more adult by the time I actually get done writing it. So, oh well. See here. Story has a lot of mythological elements. Yeah, I think a lot of fantasy and stuff um, takes off of different mythologies and folklore. Where that's basically what fantasy is an alteration of those tellings, I guess. I know whenever I actually sat down to think of the different races and wildlife, that's basically what I did. I found a huge database and I picked out what races and forms of wildlife I wanted and kind of tweaked them so that they fit more my envision of the story. So, but yeah, I think a lot of mythology and stuff is in a lot of different fantasy works and such. Boom, boom, boom. My grandson's name is Ptolemy. Yeah, I can see that. I'd probably been Ptolemy, maybe, but yeah, I like the obscured names. There's been way too many Derek's in my life, so I gave my kids obscured names. My son doesn't really have as obscured of a name, but I like the uniqueness, and something that's not really around here. And then I went ahead and gave them like normal middle names for them to go by as their first name if they wanted, you know, didn't like their actual first name. So yeah. Talk another hour or two. Yeah. I don't know. When I do streams with other people, I'm usually the quiet ones. I don't like interrupting people. I kind of let them talk, and then if I gotta say something, I'll say it. But when it's just me, I just ramble. When I film my videos, um, I usually film for like 2 hours, and I'm like, oh, I gotta fucking cut this down to like not that long. And I usually get them, I think, like 20, 30 minutes. And I know a lot of people are like, no, you need like 10 at the most or 15. I'm like, yeah, no. I ramble. I'm leaving it in. It's fine. All right, closing with this. Yeah, I had posted it. Yeah, it's the most you've ever heard me speak. But I posted it like maybe 15, 20 minutes before I actually did this. I don't really have a schedule when I do these. It's just kind of random, and I just felt like doing it. So I was like, yeah, I posted it on Facebook and stuff, saying if anybody wanted to. Aphrodite said she was sick or something. That was bothering her voice or something. So she didn't do that. But yeah. Oh, I like y'all. I don't kick people from my stream, so it's okay. Um, no, I remember stuff. Let's see. I forgive her. I still join her streams. She hasn't kicked me off again yet, so. Yep. Yeah, like I said, it's just kind of random, so I didn't really expect this many people actually be in the comments or anything. I know the first live stream I ever did wasn't even a writing one, just like a Q&A. Um, it was the release date of my book that late at night, and I just did like a Q&A. I think I had like one person in the comments and maybe two, and I think I only seen like one comment, so yeah. And then past couple of actual writing streams I've done, I've had some people, not this many comments, so it looks like I'm getting more popular, I guess, but oh well. Um, Maybe at some point I will actually set a time and date when I do these. But with work and kids and everything, I just like, being flexible, and I feel like I have to do it at a certain time. So Eva got 178 and a dish of ice cream. I would like some ice cream right now. I think the kids got that Neapolitan or something. I don't like that, so I don't have it, or I'm not eating it. But I think that's what I'm gonna get next time I go to the store. Some ice cream. Michael got 240 words. Not bad. Ptolemy, Caesar, Lee. I'll vote for anybody with the name Lee. No, probably not, but yeah. My kids' names, my oldest is Jara Michelle Stewart, and then my middle is Jaquita Marie Stewart, and then my son is Jacoby Michael. So they have like a normal first name as a middle name, I guess. And then all their initials are the same. We call Jaquita just Kita for short, and we call Jacoby Kobe for short. So when we actually have to label things, there's a J, a K, and a C as their initials instead of everything being J's. But yeah. Well, I just told you, so there you go. I'm a little behind on this chat. Oh well. But yeah, that's what they were. We always wanted a son and a daughter named Jara and Jacoby. Jara means provider, and Jacoby actually means taken by force or trickery. So we thought that was kind of cool, boy, girl, kind of like a giver and a taker type ordeal. And then when we had our second kid and it wasn't a boy, we had planned on stopping there, and we still like that opposite. So I actually got online and looked up other names that meant taken by force or trickery, and we found Jaquita. I think Jara is like Hebrew or Greek or something. Jaquita is Latin, and Jacoby is French, I believe. but I thought that was kind of cool. Isaac Rayleigh, I'm gonna guess. I think that's how that would be pronounced. Rayleigh. I don't think I've ever seen Rayleigh as a middle name, or at least not for. I know some Rayleighs like female, but they was like first names, and it wasn't spelled like that. But yeah. My daughter is Autumn Page. Yeah, there's a lot of Autumns around here as well. That's something else. Like I said, there's like all kinds of Dereks. I know I've told most of y'all for this probably already, but I know I think it was like eighth grade. I had 8 different Dereks in my class, me and 7 others. And then after I graduated, every place I've worked at, I've worked with at least one other Derek in my department. Or when I worked at a store, they would work in the store too. And then when I used to rap, there was another Derek in my group. So there was always another Derek somewhere. And now, as an author, there are other DLs. So yeah, just something I can't get away from, I guess. And my wife's name is Amber, and she had the same problem in school. There was a lot of Ambers, and she got tired walking the halls, and somebody would be like, "Hey, Amber," and she turned around and not talk to her. So, yeah, I am so far behind in the comments. Yeah. Oh well, it's cool. I'm enjoying y'all communicating, chit chatting back and forth. I like one-on-one conversations, and that's what this kind of feels like. It's me and the computer, in a sense, I guess, instead of more social, which I think is why I might be more quiet in the actual community live streams when there's like a bunch of us. But I enjoy the interactions and stuff. That's why I keep doing them. But I'm just more, I guess, open when it's more less people. Even on those, I know I've done some with, I think it was just like me and Carrow or me and somebody else, and I'm more talkative when it's like smaller groups. But when it's bigger groups, especially with a lot of them, they like talking a lot. So I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here. So yeah. Let's see here. My nephew's name is Riley. One of my favorite names, that is Elijah. I like Elijah. I have a grandson named Remington. Um, I don't know anybody named Remington. I don't know anybody named Remington. But the other Derek that I used to rap with was from a town in Indiana named Remington. And that was out in the middle of nowhere in the cornfields. So yeah. Hey, Persephone. We're just doing our uh, long talks with a little bit of writing, I guess. So, let's see, what time is it? About 10 till. Maybe in the next 5-10 minutes, I'll get to the bottom of this list of comments. We can start at the hour and do another 15 minutes. Oh, that's here. Granddaughter coming soon named Grace Rain. I love the name Rain as like a middle name. And since I'm writing a story, a memoir from back when I used to make music and stuff, and any other stories that I write that's not going to be fantasy, my pen name is going to be Peter Gracie. So every time I see the name Grace, the first thing pops in my mind is Gracie instead of Grace. I'm like, no, there's no I in there. But I like the name Grace as well. Yeah, I like their names. They seem to like it right now. Like I said, we gave them normal middle names because I know some kids don't like obscure names. They feel like they get picked on a lot. So we try to give them a normal name if they would rather go by that when they got older. And we'll call them, whatever they want. We're not really like, no, this what we named you is what we're gonna call you. We'll call them whatever. But I mean, right now, my oldest is 6 and my youngest is 2, so they really don't know the difference or the fact that they can go by the middle names, I guess. So, but we'll cross that path when we get there. Boom, boom, boom. Oh, Raleigh. Okay. See, I don't know how to pronounce things. I'm terrible at this. Raleigh, like the city. I don't know where that's at. So, yeah. See, there's way too many Dereks. And the way you spell my name, I tell people because they usually want to spell my name like that with two R's and an I and a C. Mine's like the shortest, simplest form I've seen. Just Derek. The other dude that I rapped with, his name was spelled like your son's father's name. And there's a kid in my daughter's class in kindergarten this last year whose name was Derek, but it was like DARYK or something. I don't know. It was odd. I hadn't seen it that way before, but I feel like a lot of the kids that she goes to school with, their parents kind of have the same idea. They want to name them kind of like an obscured name, or if it is a normal name, they try to spell it weird. So, they would stand out more, I guess. I don't know. But I know that whenever she started going to school. Like there's one kid, his name is Blaze, Blaayze, I think. I don't know if it was an I or a Y, but I know there was two A's in it. Can't actually think of any Dereks or Dereks that I've known. Well, they're all apparently in Northeast Arkansas and Southeast Missouri because it seems like everywhere I go, there's a different Derek. Before I quit my last job and started working from home, my supervisor, his name was Derek, and he had just been promoted to supervisor. Our old one retired or whatever, but his name was Derek, and it was actually spelled like mine. So I thought he was cool just because of that. But yeah. Remington was named for his mother's friend who died when she was 14. Yeah, I know a lot of people that name kids and stuff after somebody that's they've been close to or whatever, kind of as a way of remembrance and stuff. Boom, 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 boom. So here, I think I am about there. Yeah, I know when a lot of people they try to ask me like, how do you spell Jireh or whatever. I'm like, it's like Jehovah Jireh, which is the name that's given kind of God. God's my provider is what it means. I was like that Jireh, Jireh. But I know a lot of people try to stay away from biblical names because they don't want that association, and others try to actually go to it. I guess I know somebody who named all their kids. Their middle name was a biblical name. So yeah, I think that's how they spelled it. I would have to go back and look, but it was like something I hadn't seen before because I usually see it as Derek or Derrick, which that's more common, I think. At least around here is the Rrick. But yeah, yeah, 2017, 18, 19, something. I don't know. I think people just trying to be different nowadays. But yeah, I think I am actually at the bottom of the comments. I guess y'all just kind of shut up about 30 minutes ago. But well, my middle name is Tian. Tian. I like it now. Hated it as a kid. I don't really like any of my name too much. I think Stuart is like the only thing. Just Stewie. I hated it whenever Stuart Little came out because everybody kind of joked about that. But Stewie doesn't bother me. I've went by that since I was like 8th grade because there were so many different Derek's in our class. Our teacher started calling us by our last name, and he was a big Family Guy person. So instead of calling me Stuart, he just started calling me Stewie. Tian, Diane with the T. So Tian, Tyann. Yeah, okay. Diane with the T. I still read it as TN, but or DN, but yeah, okay. TN, I got it. But that's when I actually started kind of going by Stewie, and then everybody in that class started calling me Stewie just because easier, and then a lot of my friends were in there, so they just continue to call me Stewie, and then that's just kind of what I stuck with. And that's what I prefer. My dad named me Derek. I don't like it. I think it's a plain name. My mom and dad got divorced when I was like 2. I think they separated when I was like 10 months or something. And I haven't really heard from him any since then, except for a little bit when I turned 18. He tried to be all buddy with me. I told him to go fuck himself, and haven't heard from him since. And then my middle name, Lee, is also named after my dad because his middle name was Lee. So I really care less about that as well. So let's see here. I've only met a few others, usually Tian, yeah, okay. Funny to listen to others sound it out. Yeah, like I've said, I suck at sounding out things. I know whenever I was talking to my audiobook narrator, kind of going over some of the pronunciations, I'd kind of say something, and then he's like, "So like this," and I was like, "Well, I think it would be pronounced like this," but from the South, my accent's a little different the way I pronounce things. One of the characters in my book, I call him Gallic. A lot of times it's like Gallic, so with like an I or E sound, but it's actually spelled with an A, so it would properly be pronounced Galac. But I was like, something like that, I ain't really gonna care about, the actual pronunciation, something as minor as that, because it still kind of gets the same sound across, but spelled with the CH at the end, and I don't want the ch, I want the CK sound. So it'll be Galac instead of Galach or whatever. Stuff like that I'm more picky on instead of the actual, proper accented pronunciation. Oh, no, it wasn't after Aphrodite. I might like it a little bit more if it was, but unfortunately not. Yeah, actually, like I said, the reason my mom and dad got divorced, the only reason my mom got with them is what, baby? You some popcorn. I don't want popcorn, but thank you. Okay. Okay. You enjoying your movie? Huh? Okay. I got scared when picture. Okay. Scared I get a boy. Yes, it was you. Okay. They're watching It in there. My 4-year-old and my 6-year-old are watching It with my wife. Well, but yeah, they got the only reason my mom got with my dad is because she wanted a kid, and my mom had me when she was 31, and that's the only reason why she got with my dad. She had been married before, and they just never had a kid to somebody else, and then she, I think, ran into my dad at a bar. They dated for a little bit, got married. She had me, and then when I was about 10 months, they got divorced or separated. And I think it wasn't final until I was like 2. But the reason why they separated was because he would abuse me. He would try to kill me, and all that kind of stuff. So she kicked him out and all this. And I know a little after they had separated, before the divorce actually got final, he had broken into our house and tried to kidnap me. And my mom took a wooden baseball bat to him and broke his arm, and then called the police. And I remember, or I hear her talking about that every so often, and how the police used to grab at her for breaking his arm, and she's like, "Well, he tried to kill my kid, so what else you expect?" But after that, he was too scared to come around. She put like I think a restraining order on him. Every so often, they'd go to court because he never paid child support. He'd try to get out of it. He'd move off all the time and wouldn't work an actual job. He'd get paid under the table, wouldn't get his license. So he was trying to be sneaky so they wouldn't catch him. And then by the time I turned 18 or so, I was in high school still. He found me on MySpace and started messaging me and stuff. And I was like, "Yeah, you want to meet up?" I was like, "No, not really." And then he tried to tell me everything I've been told. My whole life was a lie. And I was like, "Really don't care." And then he was talking about how my mom isn't as good as what I probably think she is. I was like, "Well, I don't really like my mom anyways. So you're not telling me anything new, but I'm not going to listen to some stranger talk bad about, my mom that I actually know." even though I talk bad about her, but that's beside the point. And he just kept on stuff, and finally I was like, dude, you had 18 years, you could pay child support, you didn't. I give a fuck less about you. And then I blocked him. And then for about, I think the next month maybe, he actually paid child support, and then he just kind of fell off the face of the earth again. So, oh well, I haven't heard from him since. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see here. Names in my story. Yeah, there's certain things I want pronounced a certain way, but like I said, with the accent, with the last vowel, Gallic. When I pronounce it, it probably sounds more like Gallic, with an E, but it's actually spelled with an A. So I told him about stuff like that. I ain't really gonna, be like, hey, you gotta redo this. But as long as it's kind of close. And there's some stuff I was like, I don't know how to pronounce this. I mean, you'll just have to look it up. But all the stuff I actually made up, I knew how I wanted it to sound when I made it up, so I could tell them that. But the actual words like that Greek skirt thing, I don't know how to call it. I think there's like a type of snake that I use in there. It's also a type of fantasy snake as well as an actual snake. They kind of got the same name. And I looked at it, I was like, I don't know how to pronounce that. I mean, you'll have to look that up. Well, if I could hand it through the computer, I would give it to y'all. I usually like popcorn. I'm just not that hungry right now. I think after they go to bed, me and my wife's gonna go in there and watch TV and maybe a movie or something. So I'll go in there and watch or eat popcorn then or whatever. Yeah, my life's been whatever, with crazy stuff. Me and my mom never really got along. Like I said, she was a single mother. The place she worked at a factory, and they closed down when I was 10th grade, right after 10th grade that summer before my junior year in high school. It closed down and she lost her job, and then she went back to college and she went like 2 years because I remember she graduated about the same time I graduated high school. But once I got out of high school, I never stayed home long enough to really be around her. When she was home, I was either asleep or at one of my friend's house. And then I moved out as soon as possible because, like I said, me and my mom just never really, our personalities are just too different. She's very strict and controlling, and I'm just like, no, you're not going to tell me I can't do something because that just makes me want to do it more, in a sense. So yeah, we always butted heads and stuff. So yeah, I mean, I'm straight up. I'm not going to try to hide it. She knows I don't like her, and stuff. I mean, I can be civil. I mean, she comes over to the house at least once a week or whatever to see the kids. She keeps them about every other week for a night or two. You know, she calls me every so often. I can be civil and not be at her throat the whole time, but just preferably no. Um, she lives in a different town than I do. I live about 30 minutes away. And whenever I go up there, I would rather, spend time with my friends that I haven't seen in a while than go over there. And she gets so mad because I don't go by and see her, but I've seen her enough. So, oh well. Well, I don't know about all that. Um, and if he does, then I might write him into a book. I wrote songs about him whenever I was making music. I actually sent him one of them, and he seen it. He never actually replied to it, but it was one of the first songs we wrote as a group. It was like the second song I recorded. It was called "Fu," and my verse was completely dedicated to him. Because at first, when he tried to approach me on MySpace, his profile name was something completely different, and he just had like a stock photo and this and that. And he was at first acting like he knew my father, like he worked with him or something. And I was like, no. And he's like, you don't want to meet him? I was like, no. And then eventually, like, well, I am your father. I was like, well, I still, no, don't care. So here, My names are based on native words and names, or African words or names. They are supposed to ancient sounding and not really surviving to now. Yeah, I get a lot of my names. I'll find other. I like using Latin and kind of tweaking it a little bit, but I also use other names. I know one of the characters in my story. She was added in like after I had already actually written the story, and then I added her in, and it's Kalama, which is the wife of the former lord. Um, Kalama, I think, is like Filipino or something, like from the Philippines, and it means flaming torch, which she is a fire elemental type person. So I like finding names of either a different language or a different language and kind of tweaking it a little bit to make it sound more, you know, different, I guess. Because some of the words I don't really like how they sound, so I kind of tweak them, but kind of have that as a basis. And I try to find words that actually mean something close to that. So Brighton, he lives in a mountain area, which is a lot of snow, very cold, whatever. And then Kalama was means flaming torch, and they had 11 children, and their children alternately are named either ice or fire, back and forth with all their names. There's Noel, which I think means like ice or snow, cold, something, as well as the biblical Noel, but it also means winter or something. I don't remember exactly what. Crystal, which also ice, and then there's Brandy, which is fire. Garnet, which I think is fire, and then a bunch of other names that either mean basically fire or ice, snow. So I like using words that mean kind of what it is, and that you wouldn't really know that unless you actually studied it up, or I wonder what this word means. And then, like I said, some of them I've tweaked, so you probably wouldn't be able to actually find it. But if you kind of knew what the root word is, which I don't really remember because I don't really pay attention, but yeah. Yeah, I actually sent them documents. I had the different races that I thought might be kind of odd for somebody to read, or that I've heard people, mispronounce, as well as wildlife. Some of the names I thought might be difficult, different places, and then some of the just random words like that skirt, whatever that is called, Gramercy, Gramercy. I don't know what it is, but that was one of those. I think that was another one. I kind of told them, yeah, look it up. I think however you pronounce it sounded right. I think it's Gramercy. I'd have to kind of actually see it spelled, but yeah. Um, and some other stuff because I know at first he went down. I was like, well, me being from the South and not pronouncing everything right and not really knowing how to, I was like, I'm just going to show you the document. And I did a screen share. I was like, you just start reading them off. And if I don't like the way it's pronounced, I'll correct you. So that's what I did. No, my mom, that might happen. I don't know. But my mom works at what was called McGee's. It got bought out and was changed to Pinnacle Frames and Accents. They built picture frames. She put the two pieces of wood in a little machine and nailed it together. And that's what she did. And that factory closed down in our town. I think the majority of those factories closed down. I don't know. I don't know if it's nationwide or just kind of local or whatever, but that's what she worked at. Family trauma makes for interesting stories, probably a big reason. Yeah, I haven't really wrote too much of it. Like I said, I wrote music and songs about it. There's songs I wrote to my dad, obviously, and I wrote a couple to my mom. I think only one to my mom is "Made It Without You," because she wasn't very supportive in my music and wasn't very supportive in me writing until I actually had something published, and then she was like, "Oh, coming around showing everybody." But I think that's just more to kind of praise herself, saying that she knows someone who wrote a book than actually, happy for me in a sense. But whatever. Boom, 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 boom. You don't want to forget that because. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff you'll never forget. I don't know all the details, like with me or whatever, when they got divorced and him trying to kidnap me and him abusing me. I mean, all that happened before I was even two, so I really don't remember anything before that. I don't remember him at all. And that was something he had mentioned whenever he had started to message me or whatever. He's like, "Don't you want to meet me? Don't you feel like you've been missing out on something since you didn't have a dad or whatever?" Because he had asked if my mom got remarried. And I was like, "No, she hasn't even dated anybody since then. She thinks guys are scumbags, which her choice of men. I could understand why, but he's like, don't you feel like you're missing something?" I was like, "Y'all got divorced once too. I haven't seen y'all or seen you since then. I've never had a father figure in my life, so I felt like I didn't know what I was missing. I feel like it would have been different if I was like in my teens or 9, 10, somewhere there, and then they got divorced, and then I would remember what it was like having a father and then not having a father. But since I was so young, I don't remember. Only thing I remember is just having a mother, so I didn't feel like I actually missed out on anything. I know later in my teenage years, I started doing more family things with some of my friends and their families and dads or whatever, going fishing and hunting and doing stuff like that. But actually feeling that like I'm missing something or whatever earlier on, no, because I didn't know what it was like to have it, so I didn't really know what I was missing. Anything to compare it to. So yeah. Boom, boom. If the language belongs or belong to a tribe, I'm finding names from it. Yeah. Whenever I started writing this memoir, one of my friends is Native American. I got a little bit of Native American in me as well, but it's not very evident. But he's more Native American. If you look at him, he doesn't look like it, but he's got more in him than I do. I think the majority of his ancestors are Native Americans and stuff. And in this memoir, I'm tweaking everybody's names. So I actually looked up a database of names for that tribe. So I kind of play off of that as his character, since that's what he's actually, you know, uh, from and stuff. His name's Corbin, which isn't very tribal or anything like that. But I figured I would try to find something that still didn't seem too out of place, but was still, actually a name used by that same tribe. Yeah, I have a big document on my computer. I found a bunch of different names for different races and stuff. And I've just got it all saved. And whenever I need to think of a new character, I just go to that races thing and kind of skim through it. And if I don't see anything that I like, I might take one and tweak it a little bit, or then I might go ahead and kind of shift through some of the other races. And then if I still can't find anything, or if I wanted to actually mean something like Kalama, then I would actually just get on Google, type of, names that mean fire or something like that. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, that's how, like I was talking about with those, you know, it's something that's kind of got meaning if you know it, but if not, then it's not really gonna det- detract you from the story or anything like that. But it is there for the people that are educated in that language or mythology or whatever. Boom, 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 boom. So I've missed my writing time by like 15 minutes. Oh, y'all said another hour or two talking, so here we go. Let's see here. Uh, If you research my names, you will know more about the characters I initially named my characters to. Intentionally name my characters to. Yeah, I like intentionally naming them for stuff like that. Depending on who the character is, and the role that they are going to play. In my side project, The Gift of a Child, the child that is taken, originally when they was hoping that it would be born a boy, they had decided to name it Castor, which is means light, shining bright light into something, whiting out the darkness and stuff like that, which kind of played into the whole lore of the environment and the kingdom with the whole purpose of the sacrifices to protect the kingdom from the Dresdes, which is a race created, which are also known as shadow walkers or creatures of the night because they can travel unseen in darkness and they are very cannibalistic and stuff. So they feel like sacrificing children would protect themselves from that. So the name Castor was kind of, uh, play on with, that darkness that's looming over, and then this is supposed to be what's going to take care of that. And if it is sacrificed, then it's actually living up to its name. And then the actual name gets changed after they find out it's a girl. Then the boy that's going on this quest to get her back actually decides to change the name so it'd be more fitting for the gender. And I think it's Callista. I would have to go back and look, which I'm not sure what that meant. I remember looking up something. It was something that I wanted to kind of use. I can't really remember, but I would have to go back and look it up. I haven't really worked on that side project in a little bit now. It's just kind of what I work on whenever I get it on a dead end or, kind of hit a roadblock or something on my METAGORE series. I'll work on that for a little bit. But right now, since I started that memoir, I'll probably be working on that as my side project. And The Gift of a Child will probably just get put on the back burner for the time being. My twin warriors' names mean sun and moon. I like that. I don't know if any of y'all watched it. I did my METAGORE Monday video earlier today. I'm talking about the religion of METAGORE, the gods of the eight divides. One of the gods is Iden, which is the god of the moon and stars, and it kind of talks about the afterlife to them is represented by the star lands or the moon's frozen void. I like how I'm playing on that type of that kind of wordplay in a sense. The moons and stars either being above you. Also, outer space is kind of referred to as the heavens. Heavens is also afterlife, this and that. So I like kind of going wordplay and stuff like that in a way, I guess. But yeah, let's see here. In my encounters, there are the three bears, and they are named Armel, Nanook, Orson, I don't know, which means black bear, polar bear, and brown bear, respectively. I tweaked spelling, but that's it. Yeah, I love doing that type of stuff. And when I started, I wrote different languages for my book. One of the languages is going to be called Patiano, and it is going to be a play on of their own language in a sense, when they're actually referring to a race or a type of wildlife. Instead of having an actual word for that, it will actually be a different combination of words that's already in the language. So it's very kind of, I guess, descriptive. So like a unicorn would just be like one horn horse is what their words would basically mean, or just one horn, solo horn or something. So it'd be kind of very descriptive instead of giving it its own actual name. They just kind of describe it. Imps would be short person or something, kind of similar. So yeah, thought that was kind of cool. I'll stop distracting from author topic. No, I like just kind of chatting with y'all. I know I'd plan on doing this as a write-in, but I like chatting. Even though I don't chat much in other streams, I like chatting. I know I tell people they either just watch me on those other streams or they just kind of meet me randomly and I'm quiet. I'm like, whenever I was at work at Utility, which was my last job, I was like the loudmouth. You knew when I was there, you knew when I wasn't. I was always just acting a fool, goofing off, being real loud, and would never shut up. And then you see me on these streams and stuff. I'm just kind of quiet. It's just I don't know. I feel as I open up or get to know people, I open up more, and also in more confined, smaller groups. I open up more faster. Yeah, something like that. But as in bigger groups, it takes a little bit more for me to kind of get out there. As well as, like I said, when there's a lot of people talking, I'm not the type that will just kind of interrupt you. I'll just kind of wait, let you say what you're saying, and then I might chime in. So it's whatever. And my character Johnny Ingram is named after that because Ingram means raven, and that's how he's known, Johnny Raven. That sounds like a song. Johnny Raven sounds familiar. I don't know, like a song or I don't know. But that name sounds familiar somewhere. Boom, 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 boom. I have an aura, which is meant to be some combination of moon and karma. I think I forget. Yeah, there's in my story. There's only 2 dragons at a time. Spoiler: one of the dragons dies in the first book. I'm not gonna say which, but in the second book, there's another dragon. Since there's always 2 dragons, and its name is Jeloika, Jelo with like an accent mark on it, and then Ka, Jeloika, and it means venom or poison or decay or something like that, and that is named that because of it's a dragon of venom, decay type stuff or whatever. So I like kind of doing stuff like that. Boom, 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 boom. My overarching antagonists and protagonists are both named as villains. What do you mean named as villains? It might be. Callista sounds familiar because I remember he was going to call her Callie for short, Cali. I think it was Callista. I don't really remember what it meant or where I got it from. If I got it from Greek or if it was a spinoff of something else, kind of tweaked a little bit. I talk a lot when I get nervous. Yes, I'm nervous a lot, and quieter the more comfortable I get. I'm not like that. If I'm nervous if I'm nervous, I'll try to still talk regardless. If it's actual interaction. But I'm always been kind of kept to myself in a way. Or at least past several years I have been. In high school, one of my teachers nicknamed me Mouth because I wouldn't shut up. She would move me around class to sit me by different people, hoping I would shut up and I would just start talking to anybody. So she kind of started calling me Mouth just because of that. And after that, later on in high school, I kind of had some dark things kind of happen in my life. Like I said, my mom lost her job, my grandfather died, some other friends committed suicide or got killed some other ways. I started getting kind of depressed, and that's when I kind of started being more reserved, I guess, in a sense. I've always been the type that I would tell you whatever, I don't try to keep secrets. I mean, you can ask me whatever, and I will be, straight up with you. I'm not going to be like, oh, I don't want to talk about that or whatever. But it's just, I don't remember what I was saying now. But I mean, I've just always been that interactive. I think Aphrodite might have been the one time said she's more of an outspoken introvert, which I feel like I'm the opposite. I'm more of a shy extrovert. At least for the most of my life now with kids, I'd rather be an introvert because whenever they're not here and have free time, I just want to stay home and relax and enjoy it. But before that, I enjoyed going out, partying, going to my friends, hanging out with them, going to big social gatherings and stuff. But like I said, I'm more just kind of kept to myself, and I just kind of take everything in a sense. So I was always kind of the shy extrovert in a sense. Boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. I'm gonna go hand out with my dude, and do some dinner, making stuff. It was good to hear you talk. We need more of that. Yeah. Maybe sometime I'll talk more. But yeah. So go enjoy that. You probably left. Let's see. When was this? About 4 minutes ago. I'm not too far behind. So yeah. Let's see here. Their names are translated in some way to mean villain. Okay. I didn't know if you were talking about you just kind of referred to them both as villains, or if you looked up something that translated to that. But yeah, I know when I write them, I know like from a METAGORE story, it's written from the point of view from all six kingdoms that are fighting in the Civil War, and I try to be unbiased. I do have a favorite, obviously. I do have a favorite that I like to write for, which is someone different, and different things like that. And I know there are some that's just going to be portrayed as an antagonist to the reader because they their views and stuff are going to be different, as well as protagonists and stuff. But when I try to actually write it, I didn't try to be like, hey, this is the good guys and this is the bad guys. You get to make your own decision. So I try to write them all equally as protagonists and antagonists and such. Yeah, I figured that's what you meant when saying. Let's see here. I'm an anxious extrovert. I need a better extrovert to adopt me. Yeah, I know whenever I'm in a new surrounding, I kind of get anxious. I'm on actual anxiety medication for different things and such, but I don't mind putting myself out there. I used to make music, so I used to do shows and stuff like that, in front of a bunch of people that were, solely focused just on you, which I feel is more than, just being a group of people, hanging out, because their attention can be on other things, but when they come to your show, they are paying attention strictly to you. So you got a little bit more pressure, but I don't mind that. I think I always will have anxiety or a little bit of stage fright, but it's not something that's really going to prevent me from doing that type of stuff. Yeah, yeah, I thought it was you. You're kind of a outspoken introvert. And the same thing with me. A lot of people will be like, "Yeah, he's an introvert." I was like, "No, I like going places, and doing things. I liked going out to the parties and hanging out with friends and going and do stuff." But I was just always kind of kept to myself or shy or something. And it wasn't like I was trying to be shy. If somebody came up to me and started a conversation, I would talk to them just like anybody else whenever. So it wasn't like I was kind of like, "Oh, don't talk to me. I don't want to talk. Leave me alone," or anything like that. That's cool. I like I feel like a lot of people try to do the actual protagonist antagonist type of ordeal, or they really try to paint the antagonist as a really bad person, which I figure a lot of people will probably see that as my antagonist, or who they'll pick as the antagonist, even though my antagonist does have a softer side and better qualities as well, so it's not strictly 100% all bad. But I do like stories that are I can't think what the word is. It's not a living antagonist. It's more of an antagonist presence or sense. It's not really an actual physical person, if that makes sense, but it's something in general. A belief, a thought, atmosphere type of antagonist lumen there or something. Yeah, I don't feel like I've ever actually been shy. I've been quiet, but just that's just me, I guess. I don't know. Boom, boom, boom. My main character is going to be a witch, but they don't exist yet. Like they don't exist, like you haven't thought of them yet, like you're still in the planning stage, or they just don't exist. Like I was just talking about the antagonist being something that doesn't really exist. It's just like a presence or a looming feeling type thing or something like that. It's like a future type of thing. Everybody in your story is like hoping for this chosen one type of witch or something. Okay, yeah. I knew that sounded familiar. I don't know if I've ever really listened to the song or pay attention to it, but I know I've heard that somewhere, and it just kind of caught me off guard when he said that. I was like, yeah, that seems familiar. Yeah, so kind of like that future, yet to be type ordeal. Okay, or starting out. Do, 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 do. It started when I was trying to work out magic system of another story. Yeah, I get a lot of ideas. So for my fantasy stuff, I'm going to put it all in the same universe, the same planet. Which I don't really have a name for the planet. I just refer to it as my lands of the abyss because the abyss is the name of the ocean, and all the continents are lands within the ocean. So I just refer to it as Lands of the Abyss. That's what it says on top of my book. It's the Lands of the Abyss novel. All my books will have that, or a short story, or whatever, similar to that if it's related to that same world. And I know I'll be kind of brainstorming about certain things, and I will get an idea for something that doesn't really fit into that story or that land, but it would fit perfectly in another one. So that's where I get a lot of my ideas from some of the others. Yeah, I didn't know that. I haven't really heard a lot of Michael Jackson. I know the other Derek that was in my rap group, he was all big into Michael Jackson, and I know I was working the night that he died, and he was up there like crying tears. I was like, dude, man up. But yeah, I've heard a lot of his songs or whatever. Don't get me wrong, but they are more the uh, well-known songs, I guess. Bad, Beat It, um, Man in the Mirror. I think those the only ones I can actually think of off the top of my head. But yeah, the world is based on Pangea. Yeah, the actual origin of my story was like a Pangea. I had named it Elysium, which is derived from Greek mythology. I think Persephone, or is it Persephone? Somebody. Hades' wife created this paradise of her own. It's like a giant garden type ordeal, and she named it Elysium. And I kind of took that. I spell it with an I. I know I've seen some spellings with Elysium as ELY, but I spelled it with an I. But it basically means the same thing. It means paradise, which is why I chose that name. And then some events happen, and what's known as the Great Expanse, and the Earth kind of shattered, and the land separated, and the sea supposedly expanded. This one's called the Great Expanse, or the expanding of the seas. Um, so yeah. Let's see here. Do 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 do. But yeah, I picked that as that because when I was actually trying to find it, I had originally just looked into other words that meant paradise, and I found Elysium, and I was like, yeah, I love that. It sounds fantasy. You know, people that know Greek mythology will already associate it with fantasy, and or with paradise. And then whenever I did my, I posted a blog up on my website about the in the beginning, whatever of existence blog about the creation of my world. It's referred to, you know, as Elysium, and then um, it was the creator's paradise. So it kind of connects those two that way as well. Yeah, I thought it was Persephone or Persephone. I think I've heard pronounced. I don't know. Persephone is how I always pronounce it. Um, I know a lot of the Greek names like Aphrodite and Persephone and some stuff like that. When you actually hear people that speak more the accent or whatever, they pronounce it differently, like Aphrodite or Aphrodite or something like that. And it's Aphrodite. But yeah, whatever. Your reviews complement your world building. Whose reviews? My reviews? Like, I haven't really looked at reviews very much. I know I got a couple on uh, Goodreads, and last I checked, I only had one on Amazon, which I think Amazon's holding out because I know all three people that comment on Goodreads said they also posted on Amazon, and it's only actually showing one. So I haven't really looked to see if they've updated that. Oh shit, that shit moved. Let's see here. Wow, it moved a lot. Okay. Yeah, the song is kind of a jerk song. He's telling a girl that she isn't enough for him, and he has to fly away. It bothered me because I couldn't figure out why he was so mean. Yeah, it's probably more of an artistic approach. I know a lot of my songs are very vulgar and explicit, killing people and stuff like that. Some of them were more meaningful. The lyrics that I actually posted up on my blog on my website, I posted to I think 3 songs at the moment. One was a sequel to a song. It was the Suicide Room and the Next Morning, which was kind of, you know, part 1 and part 2 of the song that we had split into 2 tracks. And it's about suicide, and it was written because, you know, I've dealt with suicide personally, and I've had friends and stuff, and one of the other guys in my group lost friends because of it, so we decided to write a song about that. And then the other one is Into the Darkness, which is of about a fucked up love triangle that's happened within the group before we ever actually started recording and all of that. So I mean, there's some that's got meanings, but there's others just talking about chasing people around, killing them, kidnapping them, whatever. It's just like our style of music. It doesn't mean that we actually did it or anything. It's just a way to express ourselves, I guess. So whenever I hear other artists, whether it's, you know, rap, rock, country, whatever, it doesn't really mean that they're actually doing those stuffs, unless they actually try to proclaim that they are, like, you know, in their normal whatever, day to day or in interviews or wherever, and they try to act like they're actually um, perceived the same way as their music states. But a lot of them don't. It's just more for, you know, uh, themselves to express themselves. Like Eminem, I know one song he's talking about how he raped his own mother just so he could have a son and a new brother. He would never do that. It was just something, you know, it rhymed. It was for shock value, which is more of the style that he did. And, you know, if you like his music, that would be something that would be kind of, you know, expected. So I thought when folks saying they were talking about their actual, no, yeah, it's like I was saying, not normally. A lot of songs do um represent what people are going through. Like I've done several songs like that, but other songs, no, not really. It's just a way of expressing themselves, which is why I started writing books. Is because my mic broke, I lost all my beats, and then I was kind of, you know, didn't have a way to express myself, and that's why I picked what I did for my debut novel because I like the darker elements of stuff and killing and whatever, in books and songs, video games, entertainment purposes like that. Am I ever going to go out and actually kill somebody? No, I'm not. Honestly, if I see blood, I pass out. So that's definitely not going to happen. But it's just a way to express yourself in an artistic way. So to make myself feel better, I needed a good reason why he did and said what he did and said. Yeah, just like, cause I'm not everything's true word for word. Yeah, accents do change everything. I know I'll be seeing a name or a word and know how it's pronounced. People around here pronounce it, and I hear somebody else say it, and it takes me a minute to actually recognize exactly what they're talking about. It's like almost a new word. It's like, what? And that's why I was talking to my narrator about. I know I have a southern accent. Even people around here say I sound different, I guess. My family was originally from California, Southern California. I've never lived there. I've only lived here. So I don't really know. But some people say that might be kind of a combination between that and Arkansas accent. But I know I don't pronounce things properly. I know I don't think or say things the correct way. People, other people would actually pronounce it properly. And I thought I was like, I'm not really going to be too picky on stuff like that if it's more of an kind of accent based mispronunciation. But whenever it's actually not supposed to be pronounced that way, like I was talking about Gallic, it's spelled Gallach. I do not want Gallich, or my wife even pronounced it Galesh. I was like, no, it's Galec. It's got a K sound at the end. I was like, I do want that, but the Galec, whatever. I'm not really too concerned about that accent pronunciation. Boom, 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 boom. Most Greek vowels are long, but there are exceptions. Yeah. Like I said, I know I've heard Aphrodite pronounced Aphrodite and Aphrodite, and I've heard Persephone, Persephone. I think that's what it is. Persephone. I suck at repronounce things. But yeah. My story was inspired by the death of a friend, a close friend's brother. He died overdosing on heroin days before another treatment. PTSD was the DX. Yeah. The memoir I'm writing back when I was in that rap group, one of the guys in the group, everybody called him Dobie. He drunk, he smoked pot. He did acid a couple times and shrooms. But he didn't really do that much, and he wasn't like really what I would count as a druggie. He just kind of did, music festivals and other get-togethers like that. It wasn't like he had to do drugs. He wasn't on heroin or meth or anything like that. But I don't do anything. I've never drunk any kind of alcoholic beverage. I've never had a cigarette. I've never smoked pot. I've never done anything. I used to sell drugs, but I never actually partaked in them because I just never had an interest in it. And then the other Derek in my group, he would drink some, and then he smoked cigarettes. He didn't even like pot. He didn't do anything else. He just cigarettes and some alcohol. And then he had gotten locked up for a couple years. And after he got locked or out from being locked up, he actually started getting into doing pills. And then after a while, he started doing meth, and he just started going downhill after that. And I don't really get to see those guys that much. I got to hang out with them a couple times, not this past weekend, but the weekend before that, and catch up with them. And he said he's been sober and kind of getting off of that. But you know, I'm just kind of missing those two guys, and you know, knowing that the other Derek was going through some rough times, it made me think a lot about you know our music journey and how we changed and stuff. And that's kind of what actually I wanted to write that memoir about, was kind of in dedication to him, because I know for a while he was on meth and pills and stuff, he was very suicidal, and he would just text me randomly in the middle of the night and be like, "Hey, I loved you, you know, goodbye," and then that would be it, and I wouldn't hear from him for a couple of days, and you know, it just I wanted to write that as a dedication to him, I guess. But it was more from my point of view about the whole band and all of our experience. It wasn't just about him, but you know that was the reasons why I started to really think of working on that. Oh, shit. Oh, let's see. Yeah, he realized he was no good for her, and he knew she would never give up on him or let him go. So he needed to push her away by being cruel. It worked too well, actually. Yeah, I feel like that happens to a lot of people. You want to hurt somebody else before they can hurt you. I know I was a kid when I thought all songs were real life tellings of the artist. Yeah, I think that's what I know a lot of people with like all the mass shootings or whatever. They try to say, you know, different things has that influence on people. Whether, you know, listen to rappers talk about, you know, shooting people, you know, gang violence and stuff like that, or, you know, a lot of rock and even country talking about a lot of drug usage and all that stuff in rap and other stuff. But it doesn't. I mean, if you know the artist and you know their style and you actually listen to a large variety of their songs, you can kind of tell, you know, what's real and what's just for, you know, the artistic feel. I don't feel like, you know, when I was saying all those stuff that I didn't do, that I was being fake or that I was trying to portray that I was like that. It's just something, you know, people that actually know me or, you know, would know the band enough would know that's not, you know, I'm doing, you know, I'm not going to be running through the woods with a chainsaw in my hand trying to chase somebody down and kill them or whatever, you know, it's just not me. But I mean, it makes for a fun song. So yeah, there's a song we did. It was actually Derek's going to be on his solo album, and he wanted me to do a verse for it, or a couple of verses for it, and it's called can't remember what it's called. But it was about drinking and getting blacked out or whatever. And I wrote a verse for that, and I just talk about, you know, me getting drunk, blacking out, waking up, you know. And I had some influences from Hangover movies or whatever and different things. I woke up like a set of double D's and a bunch of money and this and that, whatever. I don't even drink. So, I mean, people that know me know that that's just a very comical song, and nothing, you know, it's not real. The last verse was kind of me and him doing a road trip together, and we'd got lost somewhere in Illinois. We try and find our way home, and that's thing. Hey, baby. Baby. You going to bed? Okay. Y'all watch a scary movie? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Sleepo, hey, close the door. Thank you. Bye. But that last verse, it was about us on a road trip, getting lost, and kind of arguing about OnStar and just kind of circling a bar, wherever, trying to follow the GPS and stuff. And that is based off of an actual event. Like I said earlier, he lived originally in Remington, Indiana, and I had went up there a couple times to get him or take him there or whatever. I know one of his friends committed suicide one time, and I drove him up there for the funeral. And I don't know if it was that one or another one, but we came back and we was like following OnStar, and it was like turn right. So we turned right, and it was just like only thing there was a bar type convenience store, and there was like a little alleyway beside it. So we turned down the alleyway, and they would tell us turn again, and it was basically heading in a circle, the building and stuff. And then we got lost in a couple other towns on some of the other trips because we try and follow either the GPS or OnStar or something. So I mean that has a little bit of real meaning to it, but the majority of the songs is just, you know, whatever, kind of for comical purposes. I never smoked and never tried drugs either. I drank, but rarely. Yeah, I just never did. I'm a Christian. I was raised in a Christian home, but I know a lot of people. Oh, well, that's why you think you're too good for that. I never had an interest. I've done a lot of things that don't go with my Christian beliefs. I used to sell drugs. I curse a lot. I made songs about killing people. So whatever. I just never had an interest. If I ever like one day, like, yeah, I want to drink, I will. It's not going to prevent me because of my religious beliefs. I've just never had a reason why. I've never really felt the need to or anything like that. I've never had that urge. So let's see here. I have never met anyone else who has never even experimented. Never. I haven't. I do believe that one time somebody spiked my drink. One time we went to the studio and I had went to I was over at my wife's house before we got together. We just been dating a little bit. And she stayed there so her and one of her friends could smoke pot. And I left there to go pick up a couple of guys to go to the studio to record. And all I remember is leaving her house, getting them, and leaving and heading to the studio. And then it was like early in the morning, like 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was just dropping them off. And I completely blacked out from that time frame, and I didn't remember anything. And I was all paranoid and stuff. So yeah, I think somebody spiked my drink that day, but that's probably the closest I've ever actually came to any kind of drug intake, and that wasn't willing fully or anything like that. So yeah, I've drank and whatnots. The only other people I know who haven't were Mormon. Yeah, a lot of people around here, they think that's kind of odd. I've never drunk. I've never smoked a cigarette or did any kind of tobacco products, so that's real big around here and stuff. But just yeah, I don't drink very often, a couple times a year. Yeah, that's how my wife is. She used to drink a lot, but since we got kids, she'll get some like Jack's hard lemonade and stuff and drink them once in a while, whatever, when the kids ain't here and stuff. I wish I had a drink right now. Yeah. I got this water. I usually drink water and tea the most. I don't even drink coffee that much. I'll drink it some. I think I drink coffee more at like the high school football games and stuff. Just kind of keep me warm, but I'm not really that big on drinking coffee. And those things just moved. Let's see here. It'll probably get me a good night's sleep. Yeah. You can write about stuff without the experience. I hate when people say you have to write only what you know. I do not have to break my arm. So, yeah, that's exactly right. There's a lot of things you can draw references off of people's experiences. You can, research on internet, based off of your friends' experience with it and whatnot. So, yeah. Right. No interest. That's the only reason why, to be honest, because I truly ain't above it. And I do not condemn folk who have. Yeah, I'm the same way. I don't care what you do. I used to live with 5 other people when we started making music or right before it. We all got a house together. We had our girlfriends and stuff living there with us. We had parties there, drinking pot, shrooms, acid, whatever. I used to sell it, so I didn't really, I don't care if you do it. I don't care if you do it around me. Just don't be trying to push it on me because I'm not going to do it. I've just never had the urge to do it. And then when people, start going, well, just try it once, I'm like, no, I still don't have the urge, so I'm not going to try it once. Oh, shit. Keep thinking somebody's opened the door. Oh, well. My husband hasn't ever smoked a cigarette or done any drugs. He drinks fairly rarely, and even less often he'll smoke a cigar. Yeah. Like I said, I just never had the urge to do it. There's a lot of people out there. I know when I worked out at Trinity, It's like me and one other person that didn't, and everybody else out there was like on meth and everything else. I mean, on break, you go out to the parking lot and all the cars would be like full of smoke, people getting high off of meth and things, and then be walking around like zombies the rest of the night. But yeah, I think this has been about an hour rambling since the last sprint. Do y'all want to do another sprint, or y'all want to just kind of? He was raised Pentecostal. Yeah. Again, I mean, some people, that's more of their religious beliefs or whatever, and they, want to abide by that. But I try to be a good person. I'm in no way a bad person in my eyes. I've done some bad things. But do I really regret it? Not really. It's what made me or whatever. But yeah. But yeah, do y'all want to do another writing sprint, or do y'all just want to keep chatting for a little bit, or what y'all want to do? They used to pretend to smoke though. I never really pretend to smoke. I used to like those little candy cigars, like Eva said, or cigarettes. But I never really pretend to smoke. When I was eating those candy cigs, I did, but that was about it. I know I would stick a cigarette in my mouth every so often when I was hanging out with all those guys, because they would just like, here, hold this for a minute, and then they'd walk off. And if it wasn't lit, instead of me just holding it, I might stick in my mouth so I could use my hands for something. If it was lit, I didn't. But that was about it. Also, always carried a couple of cigarette lighters in my pocket because my friends were always losing theirs, or they'd lend it to somebody and never get it back. And it's like constantly somebody's like, "Hey, you got a lighter? You got a lighter? You got a lighter?" So I just started, buying a couple, like those 2 packs or whatever, and keeping them in my pockets. So when somebody needed a lighter, I'd be like, "Yeah, here." It kind of caught some people off guard. They're like, "I thought you didn't smoke." I was like, "I don't," but y'all can obviously never have lighters, so here you go. Aphrodite wants to get back and do another sprint. So in like a minute or so, we'll do another 15-minute sprints. He's not religious now at all. But he just never really saw it around him in a positive light. Yeah, I can see that. Let's do another sprint. All right. At the hour, so about a minute, we'll do another one. Let me go ahead and get my timer open. See here, I've smoked a lot in my life. My wife used to smoke. She used to smoke pot for a while. And then I didn't really want it in my house. After I had to quit selling and stuff, I didn't really want it around, especially when we talk about, actually having a family and stuff. I didn't want it around the kids. I don't care if they do it. I don't want to be the reason why, that got introduced into their lives. If they come home one day stoned or whatever, I'm not really going to care, but I didn't want to be the reason. And then she quit smoking cigarettes when she found out that she's pregnant with our first kid, and she hasn't picked it up since. But yeah, it's at the top of the hour, so we'll go 15 minutes, and we'll talk a little bit more and see where we go from there. So 3, 2, go. Alrighty, that is time. What did y'all all do? I got 307, and I realized that I had put the wrong name in for Kalama. So I'm gonna have to make sure whenever I go back and after I finish the drafts, make sure everything is Kalama and not the original name I had for her. Let's see. Yeah, I have a Patreon account. I think I had posted some whenever I first created it, and since then I haven't done anything. So yeah, I've been aiming on getting back on there and actually doing stuff on there. But since I didn't have any patrons, I was like, whatever, this can wait. Now I've just never got around to it. So yeah. I used to carry ladders to like Cute Boy 6. I'll say Ray, but I didn't really think they was cute. But yeah, so other people like their cigarettes. I got some cute girls. Let's see here. Emails, so nothing. Yeah, I got some emails, but I haven't checked them. And my newsletter doesn't go out until the 21st, so I got a little bit until I gotta worry about getting that ready. 8:15. That's not bad. It's like over double what I got, so yeah, not too bad. Boom, 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 boom. Knees. I got bad knees. They're always hurting. $67. Yes. Every word counts, I guess. It's better than nothing. Even wrote for you. Yeah, I think you just want to have everybody write your stuff. You need to go find you a ghostwriter. That's what you need. You always tell me I need to write for you, and no, Eva's writing for you. If I had the money, honestly, I'd probably hire a ghostwriter because I have so many different stories. I'd be like, yeah, y'all can write some of this stuff. At least like a first draft. So I feel like that's why I take the longest on. And then after that, I can pretty well, if it's already written, I can kind of revise it and edit it pretty quickly and add things I need to add. So if I was rich, I would definitely have a ghostwriter. I ain't got no shame against that. I was on a roll. Yeah, Aphrodite used to tell me that I was always getting lots and shit, but I think that was mostly because of the memoir, and it's different when you're actually writing stuff from memory, like stuff that's actually happened, than actually writing for an actual book where you're having to create it all from scratch. Because usually for like sovereign duties and stuff, it's usually like 200-300 words, and then I know for my memoir I was getting like 500, 600, 700 a lot. So you don't got to be rich. Yeah, but being rich would help, especially for all the projects I have. And yeah, I ain't got a problem writing for myself. I enjoy it, but it would be something so I could get everything written in a more timely manner. But my plans for this year of getting Sovereign Duty's first draft done is still on track, even taking a whole month off. So I'm proud of myself with that. It's going a lot faster than the first book did. Of course, I had a lot more researching and downtime, and a lot of that I was just doing it for as a hobby, and wasn't until later that I actually decided to pursue it as publishing. And people would pay you to. Yeah, I can't be a ghostwriter. I know, like in school, I was really good at drawing things. But I hated art class when they told you what you to draw. They like, hey, draw this, and then I just kind of half-assed did it because I don't like being told what to do, like stuff like that. It's not something I'm into or I'm really feeling, so I don't want to work on it. So I feel like it's the same way as with writing stories. Where I know a lot of people, talk about, you need a blog and this and that. A lot of people do like the day in the life type blogs all the time up on their website. And I was like, I don't want to take the time out of my day to write something that I really don't want to write just because I have to. I already have to do that with my job. So I don't think I would ever be a ghostwriter because I'd want to write what I want to write instead of what other people want me to write. So. No, I know what I want to write. It's just actually trying to get it in words that's makes sense to everybody else besides just me. Is the hard part. So that first draft, once I have like actual structure, because I know what I want because I'm a good outliner. I write thick outlines. A lot of my outlines for like each chapter would be like 700-800 words. My outline for my memoir before I ever started was like 17,000 words just for the outline. So I know like where I'm going. I don't need help what to write and stuff, but actually trying to get it to be cohesive enough to make sense is a different. So yeah, I just don't want to do all the work and give someone else the credit. Yeah, I know a lot of people. They either ghostwriters get bad reps or the people that use them get bad reps a lot because people's like, well, you're just ripping them off because they did the work and you're getting credit for it or whatever. I feel like it. If they're the ghostwriter, they know going into it. If they wanted their name to be on it, they would write something else and put their name on it. So, knowing that they are a ghostwriter and that their name's not going to be on it, they know this from the start. So I don't feel like it's ripping them off any because, a lot of people don't like the publicity or anything like that. The uh, social media, having to try to keep a present or a platform running or anything like that. They just want to write just because that's just what they enjoy. They don't really like the business side of it or the networking side of it. And then there's a lot of people that are very good sales people that can pitch things and come up with all these ideas. But like I said, with my first drafts, trying to actually make it somewhat cohesive is where they struggle. So they need somebody to kind of actually help them along that way. So I feel like it's a partnership. It's not really anybody's getting ripped off. Both parties know what's, you're going to get credit for it and you're going to write it or whatever. So I don't have anything against it. Yeah. I told my boss that for work. She'll send me cases or whatever I got to type up. And a normal case, usually you have like a month. It doesn't take nowhere near that much. I can honestly do a case in a couple days. It doesn't take long. But I can make a case drag out for a week or something. But I tell her, oh, like, if you need something done by a certain time, those are the ones you need to give me, so I will actually work. I know she gave me 2 cases over the weekend. One was due last night at midnight, and one was due today by like 11 o'clock this morning. And I didn't get them until like Saturday morning. So, I was on a tight deadline, but I got it just fine. So that's how I work better on deadlines. Hey, Wendy. We've been mostly just kind of chit chatting. I think we've done 2 15-minute sprints in like 2.5 hours. So it's been a lot of chit chat tonight. But yeah, thank you for joining us. Feel free to hang out and chit chat. I'd ghostwrite a blog. Yeah, I think a blog is like the hardest thing for me because I don't know what to put in it. I don't want a daily life, whatever. I know some people do like inspiration type ordeal. I don't know. I mean, that's just not me. I don't want to force something that's isn't something that I'm really into and try to, talk about the music earlier, about people write stuff that's not really their real life. I mean, they do that because of entertainment, and that's something that they're kind of, they enjoy for entertainment purposes. And a day in the life or an inspiration type of log isn't something I'm interested in. It's not something that I like reading. It's not something I like posting or whatever. So that's why my blogs are just kind of all over the place right now. I've got a couple book reviews on there that people's asked me to review, and I've done them. Not much, but there's a couple on there. And then I've done histories for my METAGORE book, The Different Kingdoms. And then I've got a couple song lyrics I figured I would share since I'd been working on that memoir, and I know a lot of people have been, seeming interested in that part of my life. So I figured I'd share a couple of lyrics. And then I've also done writing tags on there instead of here on YouTube. So I'm just kind of got a diversity of stuff like that. I like just kind of rambling and jumping around on different things. So yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's how I look at it. I was like, you're not ripping them off. I mean, they know what it is. Now, if you tried to, co-write something and then try to make it into a, just strictly yours and they was a ghostwriter or something, that's different. But when they know they're going to be a ghostwriter and that their name is not going to be in it, usually, when you're filling like a contract or whatever that's in the contracts, I mean, they know what they're getting themselves into. So, yeah. Or like, I know you've got some stuff like encounters or whatever. Some people might want to do that, but they really don't want to put it as themselves, because of their name, and they don't really want people knowing. So they might ghostwrite for somebody else so they can still write it like that. But then they don't have to worry about people knowing it was them that actually wrote it. So they still got that little bit of protection there and such. Yeah, that's how I feel. I know my shit comes first. I don't know. It would depend how much the pay was, though. I mean, if the pay was high enough, maybe. But mostly it's like, no. Let's see here. 993 words during the sprint. Sound good to me. Yep, that's not too bad. Almost 1,000 words. 1,000 words in 2.5 hours. Do the same thing you talk about on YouTube, but in article form. Yeah, and like I said, I do writing tags a lot on my blog, and I only try to post like maybe twice a month on my blog, like every other week or something. I mean, it's not something I do every day or weekly. But I do a lot of writing tags and stuff on there, and that's what I just enjoy doing. I just like rambling and talking about stuff. I don't like scripting. I don't script anything. Now and then on some of my how-tos, I might have like a little bullet list or whatever of some of the key points, but I don't really actually script what I'm going to talk about. Just kind of those main things I want to make sure I talk about. But the majority on YouTube is writing tags or me just talking about my book for my METAGORE Mondays or stuff like that. I don't really do that many how-to videos. I do a couple, and I still plan on continue doing them. But I enjoy just the Q&A aspect of the tags and just kind of talking about more myself and the books and stuff like that. That's just what I feel more comfortable doing. I don't want people thinking that I feel like I'm entitled to be knowledgeable about certain areas where I'm not. There are some areas that I feel like I'm better at than other areas, but I don't want people to stumble upon something and try to copy me completely and then them fail and think that it's because of my methods, whatever. I don't try to push that on anybody, if that makes sense. Yeah, if I did a blog, I'd go write for myself. I'd be way more real without my name. Yeah, and that's why a lot of people use like pen pen names and such, or whatever, just so people, don't know who it is. So they can feel like they can be more realistic. Like with my memoir, I was going to change everybody's actual names in the story. So, some of the legal actions that we did and stuff, people wouldn't really be, worry about people knowing that unless they just knew us personally already. But I was talking to the other Derek in my group, and he's like, yeah, I talked about changing everybody's names or whatever. Kind of told him the name. He's like, well, you can use mine. I don't care. He's like, everybody knows I'm a fuck up, so whatever. I was like, nah, I'm still going to use a different name for him. But boom, 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 boom. Let's see here. Ghostwriting is definitely for people who prefer to stay behind the scenes or just need the extra cash. Yeah, that's saying a lot of people just don't want that responsibility of trying to market the book or growing a audience or a network of people and such. They just want to do it just because they like writing, and it can be a hobby that can get you paid, and that's all they want. They don't want all the actual business aspects of it. And that's perfectly fine. People like short blogs. Yeah. That's one reason I don't like reading like the daily and the life blogs or inspiration, because a lot of them turn into a short story, and it's still short, but it's still, I don't like sitting and reading blogs for more than 5 minutes or so. If I'm sitting there reading for like 30 minutes, no, I've already clicked on something else and on YouTube watching a video or something. And then I understand a lot of people don't like watching long YouTube videos. I've heard a lot of people say the recommended would be like maybe around 10 minutes, 15 tops. And then a lot of mine are like 20, 30, whatever. And it's just because I ramble, and I just, I don't want to cut it down too much and just kind of take out some of the stuff that, I feel like actually markets it as, me being me. I don't want it to seem too forced or too choppy or anything like that. So if people don't want to watch the whole 30 minutes, oh well, I don't care. It's just, me. They don't have to subscribe. They don't have to watch it. I ain't gonna be all butthurt over it. Ghostwriting is definitely for people that prefer to stay behind the scenes. Or wait, did I just read that? Yeah, I think that posted twice. Okay, threw me off there for a minute. Top 5 books. Yeah, I think I've done one that was like a top 9 or something. Of different people I've watched on YouTube at that point. People that I followed on like Instagram or Twitter and stuff like that. Different authors, different stuff like that. But it was all just one blog. I didn't do multiple blogs like that. It was just one. And I might do something like that more often. But we'll see. If I don't write stuff I would feel like I needed to hide from. But I understand those who feel like they need to. I use mixed show only to. Yeah, I know you're not trying to hide behind it or whatever. I know you've mentioned that you even put it in the book. But I think that's why a lot of people do ghostwrite, because they don't want people knowing, or they do use pen names. I'm using a pen name for like my memoir and some other stuff, just to separate it from my fantasy. Just keep the genres separate so they wouldn't pick it up expecting to read something from like METAGORE or one of the other lands in my world, and then be disappointed because it's not anything like that. That's the only reason why I'm using a pen name. But I do know that that's why people do use them, to keep themselves hidden and secretive, as well as that's why people write or ghostwrite as well. I mean, not the only reasons, but some of them. If I wrote about my real life, I'd want to use fake names. It's my story, but the mended fences and burned bridges would be better left alone. Yeah, I was going to use the fake names or whatever, because even though we was out there, we made music, that stuff is out there. We rapped about it or whatever. But like I was talking about, there's a difference between actually making music about yourself, like personally, and just doing it for entertainment purposes. You know, there's a line there, as well as music videos. There's things that you know you can't get in trouble for having drugs in a video like that because of you know there's no proof that that is actually that drug and stuff like that. I mean, YouTube might you know that's representing that so they can take it down, but legally there's no way they can get onto you about that. That's why, you know, in movies and TV shows they can have drugs in it, and nobody's really getting in trouble for doing the drugs in the show or whatever because there's no proof that that is an actual real drug of that kind or whatever. It can be a replica, something fake or whatever. Um, but when you're writing a book and you're telling, you know, this is a true story and it's set up like a memoir or whatever. So, you know, the events that are happening are real. And then that's when it kind of gets into the actual, yeah, okay, this person did this thing that's for real. That's not just, you know, entertainment purposes. So that's why I was going to change their names and stuff. And I've talked to them all about it. They're fine with me writing about the stuff or whatever. And like I said, the one that actually got locked up and was really bad on drugs, he was like, "Yeah, you could even use my name," but I'm not going to or anything. But you know, I mean, they're all aware of it. Let's see here. I did fave and least fave tropes. Those were fun videos. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people have been doing a lot of trope videos here lately. I don't really, me personally, I don't really have a favorite or least favorite trope. I think as long as it's done well, I really don't care what it is. I don't really care how overly done they are. It's as long as it's unique and it's got a different spin on it. It's not the same story over and over. I feel like about any trope can be done uniquely in a new way, as well as any trope can be, you know, repetitive and just like every other story. So I don't really have a least or favorite trope. I know a lot of the stories I do like are also kind of similar to my genre that I write, which is medieval fantasy, but that doesn't mean like every medieval fantasy I'm gonna like. I picked up a book. I read the blurb. It sounded pretty cool. Um, it's back there right now. It's The Wolf by Leo Carrow, something. I don't know. But it seemed like it was gonna be pretty cool. I read the kind of blurb, flipped into the book, read a random page, whatever. It seemed all right. Um, and I started reading it. I haven't got that far into it. I've had it for a while now. But the story itself seems all right. It's just the writing is very. I don't know. Just too many times I'll be reading it. It just kind of takes me out. Some of the language, like word usage or whatever that he uses, it just kind of makes me like take a step back and I was like, what? You know, it kind of throws me out of that rhythm of reading. So that's what really makes it or breaks it for me. I'm very picky with what I read, and if something's like kind of takes me out just because of that. And I've seen a lot of reviews about the book, and a lot of people like it. It's just not for me. Um, so that's what really more what I like and not like is just the actual writing style of the author, not really the tropes or the genre or anything like that. I'll read 30 minutes if it's lured me in with yeah. I find myself every so often I'll see something on Facebook, like a link, and I'll click it and I'll start reading. Um, if it's kind of doing it, but a lot of that is we'll have like a little bit of text and then a photo, and then it will be like click next to continue, and I'll be doing that, and then finally I'm like, I've been looking at this forever. When is it going to end? And then I quit. But it's not really a blog. It's just like a, I mean, I guess it is in a sense, but it's more of like a news article type ordeal. Um, but yeah, if it's something very interesting, it's got photos go along with it. I'm more intrigued into reading it, but just a regular blog or something, no. Videos on YouTube, I'll watch them for, I don't care how long they are, as long as it's entertaining or, you know, there's information in there. I'll watch it. A lot of times I'll watch them on my phone and I'll be doing like dishes or something around the house. And I'll just set the phone on the counter while I'm doing chores and just listen. Let's see here. Some people say that most YouTube videos could be podcasts because they're really nothing but talking going on in the video. Yeah. Um, I just never wanted to set up a podcast or anything like that. I don't really watch actual podcasts. I watch podcasts out things or whatever I get on YouTube. But I don't really listen to them or anything like that anywhere else. Computer. There we go. Yeah, I like the idea of a podcast maybe someday. Yeah, I've thought about asking some people I know around here that's got a good local audience on their podcast. Maybe doing like an interview or something about my book to kind of spread it a little bit around here, but I haven't done any yet. I don't really plan on ever doing any myself. Yeah, in the car, I listen to music, probably too loud, but I listen to music. I got to jam out. I hate those. They do the whole click next crap to get us as much advertising in front of you as possible. Yeah, I don't even look at the advertising. I just, whatever. And a lot of times I like the photos, but a lot of times I don't even look at the photos because that's usually ads. Unless I notice like real quick that that photo is something of that ad or that article or whatever. Then I'll start looking at it. But otherwise, once I get the photos, I just scroll real fast until I see that next button. And then usually if I have to click next too many times, I'm like, nope, I'm done. But if it's very intriguing, I might read it some more. But oh. I enjoy video over just audio. I tune out just audio. My husband is more of a podcast guy. Yeah, I'm the same way. I like seeing videos. Like I said, I do a lot while I'm doing chores, so I'm not actually watching videos. I'm just kind of listening to it. But just the thought that I could glance over there and see the video still playing is whatever. And then usually I'm already kind of watching it before I start the chores or whatever. So yeah, that's that. Boom, 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 boom. And I think I'm caught back up with the comments. Woohoo! I feel my throat starting to get scratchy because y'all making me talk too much. Let's see. So, are we going to do another sprint, or y'all want to call it good, or what? It's about, I don't know where everybody else is. Boom, boom, bam. To me. Yeah, I probably need to get some work done later. My boss is supposed to send me another case today. She was busy with that stuff I sent her yesterday and today, trying to get that all ready and sent out. But yeah, see here. All right, it won't be as good. Supposed to eat ice cream last. I think that's how that works. But well. Yeah. How are you liking StreamYard? Yeah, this is the first time I've actually streamed on here. Myself. I know I did one with you and DL Tillery. I might have done two. Yeah, I think I did one. Was it there Tuesday? Two. I don't know. I think I've done two with y'all on here, and then I think that's it. And then this one. But I did do that practice one whenever I first kind of, started messing with this, see how it all worked or whatever. And it's all right. It keeps me from having to have two pages open up on, or two tabs to keep up with the chat. I do like that. That's very nice. I wish, there's something I was wanting, but they didn't have. Can't remember now. I wish they had a way to move that comment thing at the bottom of the screen. I wish you could kind of like move that like up to the top if you wanted, or like when we did that 3, the time me, you, and DL Tillery, how y'all 2 was on top and I was on bottom. If you could move that comment thing like right there in the middle, that would have been more convenient for trying to split screen like that. So it's not just covering up one screen and not the others. That way it become more evenly distributed and such. Or I know some stuff like I know some people do it on OBS or wherever, and they'll have that the actual chat itself kind of over. Well, I guess it over here on the video going up and down. I think that would be a cool option to kind of have the whole stream there. So for anybody that's watching it on their phones, I know if you turn it sideways, you can have the chat turned on and it'll fade away when nobody's commenting. But also some people don't like that there because it just gets in their way. So just having it on the screen, I think, would be kind of cool as well. So yeah, you can make it a bit smaller. You can make the comment thing smaller. I know the little name thing or whatever when you have where it says Dealster author whenever we was doing it, or your name, whatever. I don't have it up on mine right now because it's just me. But when you have that little name tag on there, I know you can make that shorter. I don't really know how that would look with the text. I haven't really looked. I think that's one of the upgraded versions or something. Instead of the full bar. But yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I haven't really messed with it too much. I know I changed the banner thing color to red. I found that out because, like I said, I like red and black. And since my room's dark, or at least on the computer, it looks dark. It's not really that dark. It's just because the dark colors. I thought red would go good with it. I like it. So yeah, and I don't like blue. So boom, boom, boom. But I did notice the comment section wherever I got the or the chat section over here on the side where I can select the comment or whatever. It's still blue. I wish it would change that color for all of it. No. But yeah, it's a 12 till. I think what I'm going to do at 10 till, we'll go ahead and start our next stream and just do like a 10-minute one. That way we get done right about the hour mark, and then I'll probably get off here. I know my wife was wanting to watch some stuff on TV with me. So yeah. Do they not have purple? Yeah, they got purple. I think it's one of those scales. Let's here. Let's go here. Doo-doo-doo. Yeah, it's one of those you can type in the code or whatever color code. Or it's got that little gradient box and the little slider. So you can change it to like a purple. Let's see here. Type colors and such. So yeah. We can do that, blue, red, whatever. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see, yeah, I don't think that's the same one, Bubba. Yeah, it's just like that little gradient box or whatever. With the little slider at the bottom where you can change between the different hues. But yeah, okay. It's a 10 till. We'll just go ahead and do a 10-minute one or something. Let's see here. Very close on my timer. All right. Get started in 3, 2, 1. Start. And that is time. What y'all do? I did 2:41. Eva got 126. Oh wow, okay. Let's see, start back over. Wendy got 71. I got distracted. Story of my life. Yeah, that happens a lot. Eva wrote a prophecy. I like writing prophecies. I got some prophecies and sovereign duties, and they are fun. So yeah. Reformatting my manuscript so I can get these ARC copies out. Hashtag ARCs are free. Eva 126. Persephone 282. Had to take out the dogs, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, she said she's tired, so we're not gonna watch that show. But I think I am about to go ahead and get off of this. It's been 3 hours now, so we got 3 sprints in and a whole lot of talking. So thank you all for joining me. I enjoyed it. I will probably be doing another one sometime at some random time, like always. So if you want to know whenever I go live, since I don't have a schedule, click that subscribe button, click that little bell so you get notifications when I do go live. And I try to post it into the hashtag AuthorTubes Facebook group 30 minutes or so before. So there's a little bit of a heads up, and I will try to. I think I did it on the Discord app if y'all are part of that. So y'all will have a little bit of a warning, but not much because it's just kind of whatever. So yeah. But again, thank y'all for stopping by. You can go follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, either here. Everything's DLC author. I got a website, blog, newsletter, all that stuff. All those links are down below, as well as all the bio links to my debut novel, The Battle for METAGORE, is also down below. So go check that out. And there's a schedule of other people's writing streams and their links or whatever. All that stuff's below. So just go click out or check out the description and click those links if you want and stuff. So yeah, I guess that's about it. So peace out. ELE. Everybody love everybody.